The world order is heading towards a major shake-up. Alliances are being formed, and years of Western dominance is slowly fading away. Europe is too busy trying to keep Putin's war machine at bay, and amid all the chaos, the global south is emerging. Asia is turning into the focal point of power. India has become a dependable diplomatic and military partner, and in a rare show of strength, New Delhi has begun showing its teeth. For the last 2 years, India's security concerns have been about China. But that doesn't mean New Delhi has forgotten its age-old problem, the noisy western neighbor, Pakistan. The only army in the world which has its very own nation. India and Pakistan have fought 4 wars against each other, and the border skirmishes are countless. They both have nuclear weapons, which is why they never turn a blind eye towards the other. As Pakistan waited for its selected government to take charge in February, New Delhi prepared for any threat from Islamabad or Rawalpindi. For the first time ever, India hosted the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia in back-to-back military exercises. And the drills were held very strategically. The Indian Army hosted the West Asian nations in the sand dunes of Rajasthan. Rajasthan shares a long border and has seen its fair share of war with Pakistan. The drills were held in a small town called Mahajan, just 200 kilometers away from Pakistan. The goal was simple: increase bonhomie between the soldiers and familiarize them with their new friends. The drills with the UAE were called Desert Cyclone. 45 troops from both the armies participated. The UAE brought in the Zayed 1st Brigade. India was represented by the Mechanized Infantry Regiment. Troops worked together on cordon and search operations, domination tactics, and heli-borne missions. The Saudi troops were also hosted in Rajasthan, marking the first time that the Royal Kingdom's troops trained on Indian soil. 45 troops from each side took part. The kingdom was represented by the Royal Saudi Land Forces. India sent in its Brigade of Guards. The soldiers took part in house intervention drills, slithering and live firing, followed by cordon and search operations. There was a time when Pakistan would train Emirati and Saudi troops, but now India has emerged as the trusted partner. It wasn't just the UAE and Saudi Arabia that got the opportunity to hold drills on Pakistan's doorstep. India's most trusted friend Japan also tasted the action. Japan's self-defense forces made their way through the sand dunes of Rajasthan.
इस एक्सरसाइज का एम और मकसद प्लाटून लेवल एक्सरसाइज है, जिसमें 2 प्लाटून्स दोनों देशों की एक प्लाटून मिलकर सेमी डेजर्ट ऑपरेशंस या सेमी अर्बन टेरेन के अंदर किस तरह से ऑपरेशन को अंजाम दें, उसके ऊपर ये ट्रेनिंग बेस्ड है.
40 troops from each side practiced desert warfare. They conducted search and destroy drills, heli-borne operations, and live fire displays. The troops also performed yoga and learned about each other's battalions. Inviting the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Japan for military drills just a few hundred kilometers away from Pakistan shows just how much New Delhi trusts its allies. As the Indian Army was busy making friends in Mahajan, India's fighter jets were getting loaded up with heavy-grade bombs. The Indian Air Force launched Vayushakti 2024, its largest exercise ever. Like the army drills, these too were in Rajasthan, in the sand dunes of Pokhran, a few hundred kilometers south of Mahajan, where the army was in combat mode. It was a clear message to the forces across the border. New Delhi was in no mood for any foul play.
Air Force Station Jodhpur is one of the biggest air bases of the Indian Air Force, and is one of the primary air base for launching a plethora of aircraft towards exercise Vayushakti 24. The aircraft which are likely to operate from here are the versatile Su-30 Mk and our newest induction, the Rafale aircraft. A number of weapons will be fired by these aircraft. Some of the weapons which will be fired by Rafale constitute of air-to-air missiles. And Su-30 Mk will be carrying out carpet bombing, where they will be using number of 1,000-pounders. The aim of this exercise is to revalidate our concept of operations, and the exercise will get as real as it can be.
Here's what the exercise achieved. Over 120 aircraft displayed their offensive capabilities at day and night. Attack simulations included unguided and guided bomb drops, air-to-air missile launches, gun and rocket attacks, airfield defense using surface-to-air missiles, infiltration by special forces across enemy lines, and supporting operations by logistic and surveillance units. And the Indian troops did not stop there. In a final exercise, the Army, the Navy and the Air Force came together for one big show. Exercise Bharatshakti was held in Pokhran, and India's military capability was on full display.
आज हमारा पोखरण एक बार फिर भारत की आत्मनिर्भरता, भारत का आत्मविश्वास और भारत का आत्मगौरव इस त्रिवेणी का साक्षी बना है। यही पोखरण है जो भारत की परमाणु शक्ति का साक्षी रहा है, और यहीं पर हम आज स्वदेशीकरण से सशक्तिकरण उसका दम भी देख रहे हैं। भारत, आज पूरा देश भारत शक्ति का ये उत्सव शौर्य की भूमि राजस्थान में हो रहा है, लेकिन इसकी गूंज सिर्फ भारत में ही नहीं, पूरी दुनिया में सुनाई दे रही है।
The theme of the trilateral Bharatshakti was military self-reliance, and India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the development of the country's very own stealth fighter jet.
भारत ने अपना एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर बनाया है। C-295 ट्रांसपोर्ट एयरक्राफ्ट भारत में बनाए जा रहे हैं। आधुनिक इंजन का निर्माण भी भारत में होने वाला है। और आप जानते हैं, कुछ दिन पहले ही कैबिनेट ने एक और बड़ा फैसला लिया है। अब 5th जनरेशन लड़ाकू विमान भी हम भारत में ही डिजाइन, डेवलप और मैन्युफैक्चर करने वाले हैं।
At a time when Islamabad struggles with its economy and a lackluster military, New Delhi is considered a big player in diplomatic and military matters. Pakistan was once India's fiercest competitor, but India has left its adversary behind, buried in the dust.